This one is going to be on the London commute rush hour, obviously 8:22 in the morning. This is going to be a Brighton run to London Victoria. It's about an hour and a minute I think it is. I haven't done a Gatwick video so far, the express. It's a long run if you can get through it. Alright, so can I. This is, as I said with Train Sim World 2, if they say it's an hour run, it's an hour run. You do the full hour, there's no speeding up time, it's all done real time. If you're at the station 2 minutes early, you wait the 2 minutes before you move. I normally do good time on the high speeds. We will probably have quite a long run going through and probably stop at Gatwick Airport and then probably move on then straight to London Victoria. Saying that, I've not done this one before, so I don't know what the stops are. We're an 8 carriage, so we're a little bit shorter than usual. Normally it's a 12 carriage run, but that's really strange how it works the same way as that your speed depends on the size, weight, everything else. So it's good because that means that when we do change speeds at speed markers, the back of the train is going to go through a lot quicker. Right, so let's get started. Not sure what the weather conditions are because this is all set up for June, so unless the AI takes over, it should be just a clear run really. Should be a nice day. I think I had it for like clouds, but sometimes it can throw a little thing in there. So okay, so it's an hour, so let's make a move. Okay, let's go. It does glitch out on the first part. For anybody who's got a PlayStation, don't worry, you're not. It's not crashing. It just takes a few seconds to set itself up. So we just get the master key in. Everybody's just watched my East Coast. You'll see that basically it's the same model of train. Let's get our passengers on board while we're waiting. Let's get the headlights running on day running, which it should be, and then they're all already. Don't need no temperature or anything else. Let's just put the cab light on. Okay, so now we're got our passengers on. We're not leaving till 8:24 dead on, so always give it a few extra minutes to let the passengers get on, or a few extra seconds I should say. Minutes would be well out. We'll close them doors. We'll get down to first break. We'll have a quick look outside. This is Brighton, other side of it. So we're in a lovely livery of Gatwick Express. So we're ready to set to go in about a minute. Lovely train. We tend to, well, we do come into the same area in East Coast Way. We come into the same part, but obviously we're going off further across this way and then missing the points where it would normally take you on the other onto the coastway. So then we'll head back to London. It's quite hustly bustly. It always seems a bit more packed at the other end when we get into London Victoria. Always seems more trains that end. So, but it is a good run. It's a long run, but well worth doing. And I think the board should tell us this is us here now. We're going to go London Victoria. So it looks like we're stopping in a few places. Okay, so let's make a start. It's nice. Now I've got East Coast Way, I can drive from Eastbourne to Brighton, then to London Victoria by changing out of one scenario to another, which is interesting. So I've actually just done that. I've actually, in the last one, I've driven to Brighton, and now I'm carrying on to another one. Have a nose outside while we're travelling in the Gatwick. Let's get a nice shot of her moving. Coast this little bit. So we're off to Hazzock's platform, which is 6.4 miles away, so we've got a little bit of a run to go before we get there. Hopefully with the conditions we'll be able to see the aircraft today at Gatwick. I did a run the other day that it was cloudy, foggy, horrible conditions, and you didn't really get to see any of the airplanes. Okay, so we should be allowed to run in a minute. On my last run I had to actually go through one of the train washes, which was interesting, and that's actually in the last video. Caught me out a little bit because I wasn't expecting to do that. I thought it was just going to be an easy run. Okay, we can just pick up the speed now. Let's have a good run at this now. The closer we get to London Victoria, the more congested it will get. This end you tend not to see so many trains. We're going to be on the what they call the fast line as well, which is slightly over to the, I think it's to the right of the normal train, the normal service that I've run before. Now this station you do stop at on the east coast, and then you would veer off, whereas we'll veer to the right, I'd imagine. Yeah, it's broken away now, so if you was on the east coast you'd be taking the other route, the left hand routes. Where that's blocked off, it isn't blocked off in the other one. So we're gathering pace now. Back off his power a bit, just to, so we don't overdo it on speed. Just knock off a little bit more. Going to be interesting how the braking changes, because it's the same livery as what you use on East Coast, but it seems to work slightly different in this one. The way your braking distances seem to be a bit easier on here. We'll see. So, okay, we can hammer it a bit now. I've now got quite a few collection of routes, mainly the English routes. I do have the Autobahn routes, do have the American routes. I do need to do those as a video, but I've sort of concentrated more on the UK routes at the moment, just to build my channel up a bit, just to put some variation out there on different runs and stuff. So I probably will review some more different kinds of games as well at some stage. I know I've done World of Warships, which is a nice little favourite of mine. I've done one bus simulator. I've got to do some more of those in time. I'll have to dig deep and see what other games I've got that are worth showing. I tend not, well, I might do a Call of Duty, but I don't tend to do them because I just don't have a bleep machine. But I might have a go and just scold them politely. You naughty person, that kind of thing. Normally the wife has to come up and shut the door. All in all, I've now had this game probably a month and a bit. I'll say game, it's really a simulator, but I've had about a month and a bit, and I do find it quite addictive. You know, I've been up here probably every night since I've had it, doing different routes, doing these kind of things, doing long runs, short runs. I have to say I really do enjoy this game. So we'll just knock this down really quickly. I don't want to get caught out in the first one. Bring that down sharp. Oh dear. We're going to make this. Yeah, I think we are. Could overshoot here. Slightly. Yeah, we're over by a bit. But it'll do. Okay, let's try this little trick I learnt from the other one, is to put it back into forward mode, and then we can get it back down there, and that should then make us new start. Once you use the emergency brake, you tend to have to reset. So our first stop is Hazzocks. Well, we're early. Very early indeed. So actually I will open those doors a little bit, because you do find, although you turned up early, people are still getting on the train, although there don't seem that many people about. There's only boards here to be done. Any fences to fix. These are the things you get to do. Paper magazine racks to fill. No, it doesn't appear to be. They do hide them sometimes down these little gaps. So we've still got a little way. As I said, because it's in real time, those lifts don't work. Because it's in real time, you do have to wait the time. So let's have a look down here. What have we got down this end? Yeah, got a few seconds yet, so I'm gonna. Tour this station 24 hours a day. That's always good to know. I'll close the doors up ready for leaving. Nice thing is, because you can get outside the train without actually getting outside the train, you can have a look around and see if anything you've missed. I think I've covered most of them. Okay, Haywards Heath next. This end, as I said, is quite quiet with trains. What can do while we're going up here? Nip onto the map. Zoom in, you can see which way you're going, and I tend to go up the track and see if there's anything up there. I feel I'm chasing anything as well. Looks like we're pretty much clear for a good part of the way. You can also check how many stops you got. So you load your passengers, then it's the Gatwick Airport, platform 1, and straight through to London Victoria. So that's about a 14-mile trip, I think. Okay, we're under yellow. Oh, I didn't see nothing up the track. Must be a spur line or something somewhere. This will be interesting if this does go red. I'm hacking it. You do have to be a little bit careful on the yellows. If you don't respond straight away, you're going to miss it. And when you're running a game like this for an hour and you're doing a solid hour run, if you run a red, game over. You have to start all again. I might have to mute if it happens. And we're running red, right. Come on, baby, come on there. Come, give me. We're never going to stop. Okay, I think we're going to naff this up. Too close to the red, come on. Emergency brake it. Come on. You can do this, come on. Okay. Right, when you emergency brake, you won't be able to actually do anything other than wait until you've basically stopped before you can get it going. But we're on a red, which was strange because I did look up there earlier. Okay, so now we need to get her off, get her back and forward, then we can get back to position 1. So, what we can do is go and have a look, see what's causing it. There must be something in the station. There it sits. So we do have a train ahead of us. So it looks like we're going to be chasing this train for a good part of the way. Till he moves off, we're not going anywhere. And he's just starting to move by the looks of it. So once he leaves the station, he's outside of the station, we should get a yellow. He's got to get past this light. And that'll be the back end of him, he's got to get past there before he else goes yellow. And that red's for us, because that will hold us on red. So ours will go yellow, and we can move forward, but it looks like we're going to be chasing him. We'll probably have a red on the station itself, so I want to go a little bit careful. Yeah, we're on red, so I won't be pushing too hard on the speed. No point, really. Okay, now we're okay on yellow, but we will, depending on what train, if that's another gatwick, then we're alright, but if that's the normal service, we will catch him pretty quickly. Maybe when we stop at Haywards, he might be able to get a little bit further ahead of us. What's going to happen on the next yellow? Double yellow, so yeah, we've got to be prepared. I don't know if it's a glitch or if it is actually part of this game, but sometimes when you panic to change your lever down, it does jam. Taking a risk that we get to this station before red. Unless we've got another panic stop. No, we haven't. There we go. So, let's bring it down. Okay, now we're going yellow, so we can add a bit more to the speed again. I might just try and knock that speed down a little bit. And just see what happens at this next junction. We're obviously, yeah, we're chasing a slow train. We're back on yellow, so coming into a station anyway, so ready. It's probably going to put me out on time, I'm not really sure yet. We'll see as we get closer into the... Okay. Bring the speed down quickly. Lucky the red's after, so... It will get busier at this point. When you towards Gatwick, it does get busy. As you can see, you've got trains either side of us at the moment. Then uphill, so it'll naturally start to slow anyway. We can come to a nice gentle stop. Bang on the money. See you later, sir. Off to change your boxes. It's quite a busy station. Any trains about? So I think we should be, yeah, we're well early. So we've got a bit of a wait on this one. So what we can do, we can go now and look, see if there's anything that needs to be done. Aha. Okay, so we can jump out and we can go and do that. We've got a little jobby there to do.
This includes e-cigarettes.
As long as they ain't careful to fall off the station platform. So that should... Just passing straight through on the trip to Brighton. Anything happen with this cash machine? No. We've got 4 minutes to wait, so we can just wander around the platform for a bit. That's what I do like about this simulator, and that you can actually get out, you can walk about, you can interact with the balls and stuff. There's nothing there to be done. We've got another 4 minutes, so... anything on that one? No, no. Sometimes there's magazine racks, and sometimes you can interact with these machines to make them work. You get little rewards and stuff, so... Sometimes they're hidden around the other side of these, but we can head back to... I've got to get back to my train. Yeah, cut through here. We've got to wait for a bit. Still got 2.5 minutes to wait. London Victoria, 8:46, on time. And then you got the second train that's following behind us. It's now on time as well. Although he probably will be sitting outside the station waiting to come in. Of course I don't want to give it up, I'm out walking. It will ask you that because it thinks because you've left your seat that you want to give the train up. I could have actually gave the train up, gone across and just nicked that train, but I'm on a run, so right, we've still got a bit of time. I might just open the doors for a bit.
Or the police.
Yeah. Like I said, if you want realism, this is as close as you get to realism. You can't advance time. We got here early, so what you can also do while you're sitting here waiting, I tend to go and look further up the track. Okay, there's a train passing through there. That's the one that's just left us. You're going to go all the way up to see where. So it looks like a clear run up to here, but I did miss the last one. There are these spur lines that come in, so trains are coming in from other routes. But we do look pretty clear most of the way. We're 30 seconds away now, so we'll get these doors shut in a minute. If I wanted to, I could leave, just leave now, but we're on a red, so I won't. You can send a message to the signalman as well, and he'll just tell you off. He'll just deny you. So it's just to ask him if I can move forward early. So we've got 11-mile trip now to Gatwick. 11 miles, yeah, quite a big distance. Most people think, oh well, 11 miles is a bit of a trudge, but what we end up doing, we end up chasing trains. So you've got these spur lines that come in from the side, that could be coming from anywhere part of the country, and the train could suddenly just be in front of you. And like I say, we're still on yellow. I've looked all that route and there weren't nothing. So there are sidings as well where trains are coming back into service. Some of the scenarios will make you do along the way. Back on yellow. So we are catching something. We'll probably go through a few. I think there is another tunnel up here somewhere, not too far I think. Done this route several times and I know there is a tunnel up here somewhere. It's looking like a beautiful day, lots of trees, mid-June. Sunny day. Lovely scenery. Done a good job with the scenery. Make it as realistic as you possibly can, I guess. Goes for miles. Put my eye off the signals there for a minute. I think it's a big old viaduct we're going across. I think that train might have switched lines because we're green and the other's amber now, so they may have switched lines. What's nice about this run is that you can hammer it down here. As we get closer to Gatwick, you start hearing the planes from outside. So you hear them. And then when we pull up, and I tend to look out, you get to see them coming into land and taking off. On green, so that's pretty good. sort of get the feel for the speed she's doing and then pick it up on this angle. So we're 6.5 miles out, halfway from our start point when we left the station, so we are going to get cut down in speed in a minute. So here comes that tunnel I was on about. Oh yes, memory's not fading. Okay, I can just start to knock down the speed a little bit. We're making good progress. Sometimes in these scenarios you get rerouted on other lines, other tracks and stuff, so they're always good to do. I took one off the timetable. I wanted to do my run from the timetable, so that's what I tend to do. But I'll do the scenarios for a little while and then you think, well no, I just want to do my thing, so you just go off and it just you please really. You can walk on foot, you can do a foot walk as well, so you can go plop yourself on a station and then if you're in one of the stations you can just pick up a train. And on some occasions I have had it say you don't have permission, so sometimes you think, oh, why not? I'm free roaming, but it sometimes works that way. On the southeastern route I do the high speed train. I know that's 2 solid hours I'm on that, purely because I will do the return trip. I'll free roam because that'll ask you, then you just go no, I want to go free roam, and then you go to the other end of your train and start the journey back. And after 2 hours it actually feels like I've done the actual trip for real. It does tire you out. It takes a lot of concentration to do it as well. I tend to have to do maybe 2 or 3 runs, just sort of like focusing on the game. Now we're just 2.5 miles out. We're coasting because we've got a nice decline, so we're coasting to keep that regular speed. Sometimes when I was watching this before I really got into the sim thing stuff, I was, why does he keep clicking that on and clicking it off? Just leave it. And it's like, well no, it's what you have to do. So, right, we are back to yellow. That's the other thing, you have to keep a watch on your light, you have to keep a watch on your speed, you have to keep a watch on your distance. So you're constantly checking everything. So we've got to bring that speed down. Let's just take it down a bit more. We're getting close to the marker. There we are. And now, because we're switching lines, so let's get that back going again. There you can see the plane going past. So we're coming into the platform itself, just up here. On the yellow, ahead now. Reduce slowly. Pump a lot of speed just here, and then there we go. Now come in on that. A good stop. This is the first time it's actually put me on this track. Be really careful you don't overshoot on this one. So, well, that passenger's up. We'll get another look around. You can hear the planes. Got to figure out where they are first. There's the planes going out. So that should come in over there, I think. Probably not going to see one now. Okay, we can close up. We're here for a bit, so...
If you see anything suspicious, please tell a member of staff or the police.
A bit of train spotting, plane spotting. Oh, there one. There it comes. Here they comes. I just close my doors early again. Habit. Got what, another just under a minute, but we can just check along here to make sure there's nothing that needs filling up. Yeah, not really newspaper stands, but very few on these stations. I've got the executive line, so I don't normally get this line. Okay, so we're going to be ready to move soon, depart. I think it's London Victoria, which is a bit of a run. Okay, we got green, we're going to move. It should put us, bring us back out to the main line, I think. Yeah, it's brought us back out to the line again now. Taking us right over. Wonder if we're going to flip one more, if we're going to take this one. Yeah, we're taking that line. Okay, here we go. 23 miles to London Victoria. And I guarantee it won't be at this speed all the way. I think we'll have to pass through Clapham Junction, which you have to slow down for anyway, because of the little bend it has, isn't it? we've got time. In here is the PIS system. I don't think I've shown this on any videos yet. In here you can actually type in your PIS to where you want to set it to, whereas it's now set to London Victoria, which is where we're going. And you can do this, they allow you to do it. You can go up and down, look, and then confirm your location. If you want to go not listed, if you want to go special or whatever, you can put it in there and then just basically come out of it. Like so, these doors here close if you want a bit more quietness. If you don't, you can actually shut that off. You can, if you, well, I don't ever do it, you really shouldn't do it. You can actually get off your seat and walk around. But hey, did you ever see a train driver do that? No. Yeah, some people like doing the most stops all the way. Some people like this one where you've got a few stops and the rest of it is just pure speed and just enjoying the ride. I can't say I've ever sat as a passenger for a full hour. I don't think I could do that. I've done it for a few stations and then taken control of the train itself, but because sometimes if you don't get permission on the first station, I tend to sit in with the passengers and when I know I'm pulling into the next station, get out and take control from that point. Got a good 7 minutes. We'll probably do it in, I don't know, 6.5. I always tend to make good time on these runs. The miles do eat up quite quick, as you can see. We're on 19 miles already. And it does chew them away. I think if they allowed you to fast forward, it would take away from the game, so I'm pleased that you have to do it in real time. You're travelling 19 miles. On the rush hour, you've always got something to... Oh dear, I forgot about that. You've always got something to keep you busy. There's always challenges. Okay, we're turning away from the branch line there onto the Victoria line. I think out of all the trains from all the different routes I had with the German, I think it's German Bavaria, these are the easier trains to use. Many of the DBRs, DBBs, they're a little bit more of a troublesome unit. The American trains I just do not get on with. I just cannot work them. I did take the Amtrak out on a run. American trains work in miles per hour as well, luckily. But I was going too fast. I stopped a mile and 1.2 miles outside of the station. So that was a big overshoot. You live and learn. You get used to a train once you've been using it for a while, and you get used to when to change speeds, when to be in full top gear, middle gear. You get used to it. You learn the track. And I know real train drivers that I've not spoken to, but seen them on the train sim demos where they're actually trying to drive the trains on the simulator to see how realistic it is to the real thing. They will tell you stuff. They would sort of say, you know, your concentration can wane even as a train driver, so you really have to be on the ball. I did watch one video where he did a run, I think that was on the southeastern, and he did a run all the way through, and he knew exactly where to stop, and he could name different bits of the track, knew everything about it. Been running the line for about 30 years in total, even before it was the high speed it was. And he did say once you get used to the train, once you know what speed you should be doing at what point of the track. And it's the same as them. The speed limit to them isn't like a target to reach. It's purely there as an aid, so that they know where to go. Even in listening to them, they were sort of saying that each driver will treat a piece of the same track differently. They all have their own techniques. It's not a set routine. It's quite informative because you think, well, how did everybody know it hit that spot at that time with that speed? But like I said, you know, some drivers will maybe to be 2 or 3 miles an hour less at that point, but they'll be 2 or 3 miles an hour faster at a different point. They learn how to handle the train. You do this and you think, I wonder if they'd let me have a go for real. I wonder what it'd be like. We are going down a steep decline here, so I'll just back off a little bit. It'll creep back up on its own. Track gets narrower as closer we get to London. I'll change a bit more. Let's take a look up above. Got a bird's eye view. You can see that. That's beautiful. Right the track. Got below the line. It's basically telling you to get towards over there. So let's see what we're going to do. Let's put the line there, speed in. It's really good. Got a problem with this train in at the station there. I mean, the recording time at 15 minutes. I said that the trip was an hour and a bit. Still got another 20 minutes to run. I sometimes sit and think, well, where does the night gone? It's gone so quick, but I don't realise that actually, although it does say an hour, it's quite clearly going to be over that. We are shifting. What I haven't done is have a look to see what passengers I've got on board. Sometimes I'll do that as a little thing, just to go along the train and just see, oh, how many passengers am I actually carrying? I've actually sat before and then looked into the carriages and I had no one in there. It's like, well, what's the point? Right, I've got some speed off here. Took my eye off the gauge there, but we should do that quite easy. Right, we're back on yellow, so we've probably picked up a train in front of us. We're going down to 45 very shortly. Ah, we must be at Clapham. I'm down pretty early, so sometimes you do get a radio. Yeah, thought we might. So we've got to get down very quickly. Never been allowed through. Now we get more congested now as we're moving into this part of the world. We're going to go around a tight corner. We do show another red, so we're going to have to slow down for it. We're on to yellow. This is really where I have to concentrate, because you do get a lot of stopping and starting around this area. A lot of trains move around here. And coming to a nice built up area, as you can see. We're not far now, so sometimes you'll get a train come up the side of us. We do have to be a bit careful, we are hitting lots of yellows now. So. We'll just coast here, I think. Could be on a 70 mile an hour piece of track in a minute. You may have gone green, but you're going to go yellow again. There's another two trains sitting in the station there. Quite a few trains in that station. Okay, let's run the risk, let's just go for it. Always good to see me panic when they go red all of a sudden. It's because I haven't got a camera on us. do tend to flick in and outside of the cab. Sometimes it's nice just to do it, just to get a look at some of the scenery around you. I should miss it all because you've got such a small viewing window in the train, so it's nice to get a view. Sometimes I've sat here and actually passed through a train going another way, but let's get a look at the surrounding areas. Let's see the train from a different angle. We're 6 miles out, low on time by the looks of it. Going through another station. Well, I guess this is why they call it Gatwick Express, because you just continue moving. We could do. Let's have it down and see who we got on board. And get down. Camera on this is not so forgiving. So sometimes you can do with an empty train. At least one passenger. No? Obviously, well, no bother. Can't be at least one in there. Nobody, nothing. Gutted. Okay, I did knock a bit of speed down while I was doing that, because sometimes I do speed a bit. A half mile before we really got to be down for 60, so close for a bit, so we'll be over. It's got busier as we've got up this end, more trains passing us. And some of the routes that you do, you barely really see anything, so East Coast ways are one you see the odd one, but at least on rush hour you see a lot. We should be getting tighter on this track soon because we're getting so close now to London Victoria. I've run this one so many times, you sort of slowly get used to where you are. Probably going to hit a red before too long. As we shift through branch lines, you start to pick up trains that are on your track and they're just in front of you. And if you're early, I think we're going to be pretty early, so that's 3, so we'll be there by about 9:20, so at the moment we're looking at 8 minutes ahead of time, so we'll probably have to sit out on this before we reach the station. We'll have to sit outside, I guess. But to be careful, your speed will creep on its own. And then we're going to bring it down to big sleigh. I think this will be a proper red, hard red. Rain coming out of the way. A little bit closer. Around the 50-yard mark normally. Okay, what you can do, like I say, you can just look ahead, see what's ahead of you. So we've got another train there in the station waiting. Gets a bit busy around here. We're really moving into Victoria now. The blue line is where we're heading. Also got more trains coming out. And we're going to be heading right round into Victoria itself. And looks like we're taking a mid platform as well. Could be a bit of a wait for us. This will slow us down a little bit. I tend to just go back and check, so that'll be us. And the train is still sitting there, I think. Yeah, it's still sitting in the station. Now it's starting to move. That train, we'll see that in a minute. Just pop outside the train. And we have company. He's closer. He's probably sitting right up to the. He is. He's just sat right up to the light. Okay, we can move. So. He's still stuck, so we've actually... Oh, thought we were going to be under another red there. We've got another 7 minutes. We've only got 2.4 miles to travel, so we're still quite early. So no need to really rush it, push it. Got to come down shortly. Looks like we're under another red. Right. I think we're going to get a lot of that as we come in because we're so early. It should branch off to the right very shortly after this piece of straight. Like I say, I'm not going to push too hard getting in here. Well, I think we'll be about ready at 45. I'll back off there as we're going down the hill as well. So. Okay, now we should swing right. We've got quite a stiff bank here, so we'll add a little bit of power just to get us up there. As you can see, it's dropping off quite well. Keeping the power on. Back to green. Two more trains parked up. We should start flipping over into different tracks in a minute because we're going to go through the centre. It doesn't hold us up very shortly. Very close now. We'll probably have about a 2-minute wait outside, I imagine. I haven't see if it gives us a platform number we know we're in. Okay. It is going to stop us outside by the looks of it. We'll probably end up with more trains joining us. A bit closer. Can he do it? Can he creep forward enough? And we'll stop there. We'll be probably stuck here for a bit. There's probably another train going to follow us shortly. As we go into the station, we've got 2 trains coming out. A lot of trains in there. He will be crossing our line, I'd imagine. No, he's not going to cross our line. On red. They will be passing us now. Okay, we can go in as we've got our platform number. So we'll be parking up. Quite a big incline here, so that will need to control that a little bit. Off a bit. Crossing for a platform. Hopefully we'll be able to stop for this solid wall. Okay, that was quite a long run. Took a bit longer than I thought it was going to take, but it's what makes the game intriguing is that you we got that on? No, we got that on the button. So then just let your flashers out. Always tend to look, yeah, not too bad. Not as close as him, but it's about right. That will be the end of the service now. Just got to wait for the passengers to leave. And then it will ask me whether I want a free roam or whether I want to continue with another service. So once this is done, this is where I'll leave it for today. It's been a long run, and that's it really, the Gatwick Express run. It's a nice run, I do like doing it. I do like the commuter version of this DLC. So, well, thanks for watching. Until next time, stay safe, travel well. Bye bye.